What up, y'all? I'm back. You know what it is. It's your boy Big Boosie, man. Doing the things I like to do. And this episode right here is very, very, very serious to me. It's one of my childhood friends once again. I can't help it. I know great people all over the planet. You know what I'm saying? Somebody commented and said, yeah, everybody your brother. Yep, it is, man. Because that's how we grew up, like brothers. And that's why I always refer to somebody as my brother, because we have real relationships and we hang out. They come to my house, I go to their house. So, you know, it is what it is. Don't be mad at me because you don't have brothers the way I do and people that like you the way I do, man. So we getting ready to roll this one out, man. Let's go, Jax.
Man, we're gonna get crushed.
Yeah.
Where's your cousin from Philly who's supposed to help us out? Why don't we just find out? What? Dial 1-800-CALL ATT and call collect.
Now?
It's the same low rate every minute, everywhere. So drive right down the center and dial 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Is Pee-wee there?
Pee-wee?
He left 3 hours ago. Yo, cousin Pee-wee.
Hey, he must be the family tree, huh? Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. It's the same low rate every minute, everywhere. All right!
Yo, man, it's been quiet out there since them DC boys rolled out. What's up?
It's because we fucked them up, nigga.
Alright.
Motherfuckers probably still in the hospital and shit.
Snatch pops. Fuck, Dion.
Uh-oh.
That shit finished right there. Yeah, it should be 10. That's the last two should make 10 too.
10. Of the 10.
Count it, 'cause I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Get down! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Move! Get down! Get down! You, come here! Get on the ground! Let me see your hands! Get your hands down!
We trying very hard. You ain't helping much.
I've put up a $5,000 reward.
I know, but everything's a dead end. Look, we know you passed the polygraph, but we still can't prove where you was at night. Now, it's too bad you weren't recording yourself.
I've told you a dozen times.
And the lady backed you up.
What's the problem?
Backing each other up.
I hope so. I busted my ass tipping off the authorities too. Whoa, wait.
You helped the department on those arrests?
They never told you. So we've got two police departments acting like two separate countries. Why shouldn't I interfere?
Doctor?
This right here, man, is something real serious. Got one of my childhood friends, man, that we all used to hang out together, play tag together. Well, I won't say tag because we wasn't that young. We played a lot of football and stuff in the middle of the streets, and then, you know, we're going to get into some of that, of who actually played football with us in the middle of the streets and where he come from and all that. But one thing I can say is that's when we was in the streets real heavy, selling a lot of drugs, and he still hung around us, but he was one that chose another path and didn't choose to do drugs. When it was time to say see each other later, give each other 5, he went to do what he needed to do, we went to do what we needed to do. But later on, when we wasn't doing none of that, we come back together and we hanging out on the block, gambling, laughing, joking, snapping and joking on each other. You know, it's crazy, man. So I want to bring to you my bro, Travis, Terrell, Jacobs. Make sure y'all get that right. We got a lot to talk about. Trav, what's up, man? What's going on?
What's up, Big Boosie? You making a lot of moves out here, man. I'm proud of you. Congratulations to your success.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate
that, man. I want to say the same to you.
Yeah.
I want to say the same to you, bro, because, you know, before when I got out of jail, I didn't know where you was at. So, quick story. The guy y'all watching right now, which I'm sure now y'all know who he is, and then seen his face in several things. We'll get into that in a minute. But before, yeah, exactly. So before y'all got to know who he was before he turned himself into the person that he is today. His mother used to cut my hair at the legendary barbershop that all the big dogs went to in Harlem called Jerry's Den. His mother was my personal barber, so if y'all ever seen me with the fly cuts back in the days and all that, his mother is the one that did that, man. So, you know, ladies, man, that used to love that cut, man. This guy right here, his mother is the one. She's the culprit.
Harlem.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I didn't remember that, man.
Huh?
I didn't know you remembered that.
Well, how can I forget who had me looking fresh and bagging all the women back in the days, young boy doing my thing? How am I ever gonna forget her? Man, never. Until I said what's up, for real. Never gonna forget that. So, all right, for my audience, let them know where Travis come from.
I'm from Harlem and the Bronx. I grew up in the Bronx as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm more familiar with Harlem, or I relate to Harlem more. That's where I spent most of my time.
Right.
But when I went to elementary school, I lived in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to elementary school in Harlem, 108th Street, PS 108. But I
Right.
lived in the Bronx.
Right.
When I went to high school in the Bronx, I lived in Harlem, 110th Street, Schaumburg Plaza, Fifth Avenue.
Right.
And then, 45th Street, 147th Street, Amsterdam, Jerry's Den. So I'm really a Harlem Bronx kid. So you're going to see some people like, he not from the Bronx, he from Harlem, he not from Harlem, he from the Bronx.
Right.
But I'm really a Harlem Bronx kid, but I relate more to Harlem, but I got to embrace all of them.
So is it safe? Now I get it. So is it safe for me to say that I'm remembering how I met you is because when your moms was working at Jerry's Den, after school she would have you come there so she could work and still make sure that she kept eyes on you instead of having to get a babysitter and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was a little bit of everything, and how I really got started. I mean, I used to break dance and all of that. And she was smart.
Mm-hmm.
She knew dancing, so I'll be break dancing in front of the barbershop, so she get to watch me. People give me money, and it's probably one of my jobs. When I was getting a hit. They don't do this no more, but you brush them off, going to the people all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably making as much, maybe more than her, because each barber giving me $5 and $10, and then the hustlers,
yes,
$100, go give me a quart of water or a juice or a soda or a bag of chips. It could be the minimum of a thing.
Facts.
Keep the change.
Right. Facts. Yes. I remember them days, bro. That's crazy. Yes. So I think that's what me and you really clicked with Darren, and you knew that we was into doing the electric boogie and the break dancing and all that stuff. And after we clicked, we started hanging out together.
Money, they know him as D Money, but yeah.
Right.
Darren, of course.
Facts. So that's how we connected. Can you speak about legendary people, being that you was there more than anybody, with your moms working and spending a lot of time there? Can you break down a few legendary people that actually came through there, street legendary people, or even other legendary? Who's legendary that you actually seen come through there?
Remembered all the names. And I'm gonna try to go for some names that don't get spoken of that much, but there was like Clyde. He used to be on the bikes.
God bless my bro Clyde. Yes.
Big Jeff
to the left. Yes.
A dude, Blue.
I just walked through the hallway and was showing my producer Jack's blue apartment. That's gonna be in the documentary for Tubi.
Bombino.
Whoa. Yeah. Keep talking, baby. We about to tear the streets up with this one.
AZ.
Facts.
Alpo.
Yes.
Richard Porter.
Yes.
It was a lot of them, man.
Yeah.
Basketball. I mean, Jerry's Den was like the premier. I met Charlie Murphy at Jerry's Den. This was before he became big.
Facts.
That's how
Facts.
that's that's how Harlem was. Like, I mean, just imagine. And he lived in Jersey, so
Right.
when I started seeing the movies, I was like, "Oh man, you in the movies?" And he would share stories with me, man. He knew kung fu. This dude smoked weed. He was, man. So yeah,
Kevin Hart said the same thing.
those brothers, you know, they taught me a lot, like what not to do, because I made a different choice, like not to do it. And the family used to be concerned because A and Rich and every top person,
Big
Gary,
dog.
cut their hair.
Yeah, they
And
like Gary.
I would see them with the cars, like, oh man, it reminded me of Darnell Porter. Like, I wasn't that young, but I was more like not into the street element. It was around me, but I didn't choose that life. But I knew they had nice cars. I knew what they was doing. And so when I was sitting in their car in front of the barbershop, the family would get scared, like, oh, he might do it, you know. But it never was in my mind because
Right.
I got to learn from the mistakes, and it really affected
Facts.
me. Week after week, that I would see one brother come to the shop, and then the next week, my mother's like, he's dead. Like, it traumatized me. And I knew, like, if I want to do that, that could be me.
Facts.
Then once I started getting success at what I did, I said, nah, I'm going to go this route. And I think I made a good choice. So I
Facts.
appreciate you doing this, you know, because sometimes people like me don't get hurt. They think we all made that one choice. They don't know some of us didn't make the choice. And then
Right.
because I didn't make the choice, oh, he not street. He not gangster. He's this, he's that. So, but I didn't care because I knew, like,
That's a
I'm
good
not
thing.
hard, portray hard, but if you cross me and it's necessary, I'm going to react like you probably don't know me. So I never
Exactly.
let Bob.
One thing about being gangster,
Huh?
you ain't gotta portray to be no gangster. That ain't about nothing. Which you learned that early anyway. And that's why you chose the path you chose, because you knew you can if you wanted to.
I remember like A and them. I don't remember who in particular, but I remember them like, don't do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You making the block look good. I remember
Facts.
what you talking about? You famous. Like, nah. But when I got my famous in the newspaper for negativity, you on TV, you make the hood look good. Now I'm a kid.
Facts.
Wow, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Facts. Big facts. You make the hood look good, because at the end of the day, they're known for doing the dirt. You known for doing. You started the movie stuff early. You know what I'm saying? Before any of that ever even made Harlem what it is to this day. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say that and recognize that early, A was always ahead of his time thinker. Anyway. So
And we all got different stories. We all can
That's a
make our
fact.
movie. Because if you take Jerry's Den by itself,
that's legendary.
movie.
That's legendary.
I remember being in the barbershop, right? This when I was in high school. I went to Stevenson High School in the Bronx. And Alpo name was out there. Now, you know, if you from the Bronx back then, you usually don't know the cats in Harlem, but I'm in Harlem, but I go to school in the Bronx.
Facts.
So his name was circulating like that. I came back, I said, yo, Po. I said, yo, you famous. I'll never forget this. You said, yeah, man, I'm famous with the police too. I'll never forget that. I
That's
was
a
kid.
fact. That's a
I didn't
fact.
tell you. All I was like, Dad, you famous, man. Like, but I knew not to do it. I knew not to mess with it. It just wasn't for me, you know.
That nigga
But I
Alpo,
respect.
one
the
thing
same
about
time.
him, that's a good thing. One thing about him, he ain't care nothing about no police. I remember one time around that era when it was a cop. He was a crooked ass cop. And he was I forgot this dude name, man. He's a brown skinned dude, have a nice little afro. He kinda looked like the dude in the Paid in Full movie that act like he was a regular nigga, the ones that lock Cameron up at the end of the movie. There's a cop like him used to jump out on people and take all their drugs and their money and all that. And my nigga Charlie C, God bless the dead, knew this cop personally before he was a cop. And he used to tell him, yo, tell your boy Alpo, man, he better walk light and tread light around me, man. Tell him if he got a problem, man. Tell him, you know, he can holler at me, man. So my boy Charlie C knew Alpo. Charlie C was the nigga that used to laugh and joke and snap on niggas and have everybody laugh, and everybody loved Charlie C. You gotta know he used to be up in the barber shop too, with Gary, and he went and told Alpo. I was standing right there. The nigga said, yo, man, the police told me to tell you, man, tread lightly. And the only reason why I'm telling you, Po, because you my nigga. I don't want that nigga starting no shit with you. Alpo told that nigga, said, he said, man, Charlie, go tell that nigga I said, suck my dick. Fuck him. Do his job. I'm like, whoa. And this nigga had Harlem. Any movement, you see him running around, got niggas' cars, got them outside of their cars, searching, not strip searching, but searching the cars and searching niggas and taking the drugs from his name started ringing through the hood. I think he got locked up. I can't remember. Anybody seeing this interview, man, hit me on the comments, because his name was ringing heavy back then. I'm going to ask Gangsta Lou. I know Lou probably remember that cop name, because the cop was a dirty nigga. But yeah, though, so, all right, so after moving around from Bronx to Harlem and all that, didn't we used to hang out at the break, doing that break dance stuff somewhere?
Yeah. We used to be at JR's with BJ.
JR's, yep. 143rd Hamilton crew.
Yeah. We used to be at JR's breaking all day, and
they used to film it on their cable channel and all that. Yep.
To have little B-boy. I remember one time we all went to see Breaking on 146, between 146 and 147 in Broadway.
At the Nova.
Went to see Breaking at the Nova.
At the Nova, yep.
Must have rehearsed for hours and hours and hours. And we had what we called the clubhouse around Darren's block. We would go up the fire escape into like an abandoned building and do graffiti just like the movie and be breakdancing in it.
Right.
Crazy.
Wow, you bringing memories back, boy. You messing my head up right now. I remember all of that. Nigga, I forgot all about that, dog.
And I remember we used to be
crazy.
We used to be in Broadway International.
Yeah, exactly. That's where Dougie Fresh got started at.
Dougie Fresh, I remember. KRS, we in there. We was really too young to be in there.
Yeah.
But we kids, and back then it wasn't like now.
And see, this is one of the stories on one of my episodes. I told people I used to sneak out the house, me and my brother Ant, leaving the door open, which was crazy because my mother and father in there sleeping. But that's how bad we wanted to keep up with the Joneses and be outside. We used to sneak outside to go to Broadway International, acting like we the big dogs, knowing that we got curfews and supposed to be in the house and all that. We did all of that to be in there, and now you bringing that up. So this right here is a receipt for what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we first ever in my life seen Dougie Fresh do that beatbox stuff with his mouth. And nobody knew that could ever happen. He was the first ever did it in there, dog.
Yeah.
Before records, he put records out, anything.
It was so long ago that sometimes I see other podcasts and they bring back the memory like I'm bringing you back the memory. Because I seen Ross. You know Ross? You probably know Ross.
Oh, yeah, Ross. He did a joint talking about Rich Porter and all that. Yeah, Ross. I know Ross.
National, and a contest he was in with Dougie Fresh and
yeah, they
Slick
had a little
Rick.
crew.
It was Just Ice. I forget what the name of them was, but he was making mockery, and it brought back the memory. I was there, and KRS was in it too. And
Ross and them had a team. Them boys is nice lyrically, boy.
They was nice. I remember. They was nice. Yeah. A lot of
they had a
memories.
line. Ross had a line about something, man. I think we was on 144th and Broadway. Something about I gave her money and then she came in my hand. The ending of the rap. So if he watching this, man, he know what I'm talking about. That lyric, they used to fuck niggas up when they rap, man. They was hot back then, man. Those would have been the ones that would have made it if they would have stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy you brought that up. That's deep, man. That's deep.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I forget the lady name. Omar Chandler used to be in there. another.
Yep. God bless the dead, Omar Chandler.
Yep.
So
have to do a movie about the den.
Jerry's Den is big. That's very big. Omar Chandler, God bless the dead. You know, he had a baby by Teddy Riley's sister. He moved to VA. You know, he the one got me my first deal. I had the manager with Shelly Thunder that had the Koof Again record. When I was rapping back then, yeah, I had me and her. His name is Davey. I ain't seen him in a while. Jesse West was a part of us. Was the manager. Jesse West got a song with Biggie Smalls, Rich Nice. I met all of them, and but Omar plugged me with that. And he, you know, he had an album that was on. I forgot what label he was on.
But MCA.
Right, exactly. And
I know he related to Teddy Riley somehow. Everybody's connected.
Yeah, he through the sister. He had a baby with Teddy Riley's sister. And later on down the road, he got locked up for allegedly was accused for raping a young boy or something. Teddy Riley then bailed him out of jail. And was holding him down till he was going to court and stuff like that. So I think he beat the case. So it never turned out to nothing. I don't actually know everything, but he moved. Huh?
I said you remember that. I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I mean I'm gonna bring it up. Just gotta keep it 1,000. And he moved to South Carolina. And they end up eventually finding him in there dead.
Yeah, I heard he got stabbed up by somebody.
Right. So
I heard they caught everything.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And
Yeah,
you know
I
he
don't
on
know.
the legendary joints with raw bass, Joy and Pain. For y'all that don't know, Sunshine, and then the other one that he on with raw bass. That's who we talk about right now. If y'all don't know,
Harlem.
my father didn't like him. My father used to tell her, "Yo, man, I don't want y'all hanging with that motherfucker." Something wasn't about him. My father said that, man. God bless my father, like for real.
So,
but just this conversation is just to explain, you know, greatness that we was around. Cause he used to have me riding with raw bass all the time, and you know, I got to know raw bass was good dude, showed a lot of love. So, but
he
yeah,
took me some performances he had in a spot in the Bronx called the Castle.
Yeah, the Castle. You gotta go up that hill when you're coming through. I seen Slick Rick have a shootout in that motherfucker, nigga. Coming up the hill, nigga, I had to get low. I had to get low. Cause I'm watching Slick Rick shooting at a nigga. Slick Rick was about that business back then. In real life.
Is that when he had that shootout with his family or somebody else?
Somebody was, you know, Slick Rick used to want to wear jewelry all the time. And niggas would think that he's soft because he made those storytelling records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this particular time on the drive up, they was telling me, I didn't know what was happening because I was on my way there. And as I'm pulling up, I'm watching him hold a Tech 9, spraying the joint, just spraying. Somebody said after it was over, the smoke cleared, they said somebody was trying to rob him and all that. So, but
Give me
Slick
one
Rick
sec.
was there.
Give me 1 second.
No doubt. But for y'all don't know, there was a story about Slick Rick. And quick story, I mean, they always thought Slick Rick was soft, but I witnessed him firsthand busting that gun at the Castle Club. Everybody know about the Castle in the Bronx. And another quick story about Slick Rick. On my block, 145th, which y'all gonna see in the documentary, Hip Hop at Its Greatest. It's Checkers now, but it was Blimpies. And we was all hanging out there. One of my homeboys, his name was Swift. And he looked like he crazy, like, meaning like he a nigga that'll rob you. So he was in the Blimpie standing around, and then he walks outside while Slick Rick walking there to get a sandwich with him and his manager. His manager was a dude, I could tell he was from England, short brown skinned dude. So Slick Rick wasn't feeling my boy Swift vibe. And when he walked, so Slick Rick walks outside before he even got a sandwich, and the manager was behind him and asked my boy Swift, like, yo, why you keep watching me, man? Why you keep watching me? And he was like, man, what you mean watching you? I ain't watching you. And Slick Rick pulled out a gun, which was a 22, standing on the corner of my block, 145th St. Nicholas Avenue. It was like, yeah, man, you keep watching me. He said, man, I ain't watching you. What you mean I'm watching you? And his manager kept saying something to him in England words or language, like trying to tell him to chill, and he wouldn't take his eye off of my boy. So I stepped in because I seen what was about to happen. I was like, yo, homie, he was just admiring you, my nigga, admiring your jewelry, admiring who you are, that you Slick Rick. Ain't nobody on no grimy time out here. And his manager started saying, come on, pulling his arm. And then he walked off. And that's what made him walk off. But that just let me know that from me seeing the shooting, from me seeing that right there in that corner, I knew Slick Rick wasn't nothing to play with, my nigga. That's crazy that you brought that up. So what happened when he took you to the castle? You was performing at the castle?
Him and Rob Bass performing, you know, they were doing they was hot at that time.
Right.
And I can't remember all the people that was there, but you know, I'm young. Whenever that year was, I mean, it was probably the late 80s. You know, I'm a kid, you know what I mean? So I was just in awe of everything. I knew I was finding my way because I always, you know, I think us Harlem dudes always felt like stars, you know what I'm saying, in a different kind of way. And I don't know if I felt like a star then, but I knew, like, I felt comfortable, like this is an environment I'm supposed to be in. And I was finding my way, which led up to the different things I do. Even the graffiti and the breakdancing, everything we did in the beginning led up to what is now. We didn't know it at the time. Writing on a wall, I'm really trying to get fame. Like, I could have just X'd that out and just did TV, you know what I mean? Then I wound up doing it. So, Omar Chandler, who was like an R&B singer, he had a great voice. He lived on, well, he probably lived in several places, but I remember one spot he lived on. It was like a little brownstone. You go down some steps between 146 and 147th.
147th, exactly.
But anyway, I was a kid, and like I said, I was just in awe of everything. And you know, they had some of the hot records at the time. Don't call me to the castle. So, you know, I'm a kid. I mean, people all over the world who want to just be in that environment, you know.
With a superstar, because Rob Bass was a superstar.
Like I said, I realized then, it's like I knew, like a lot of us cats from Harlem always felt like stars. We were stars before it was really stardom, you know what I mean? Just street stardom. You know?
Facts. Because we always wanted to stay fly.
Yes, and match.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
Head to toe. Motherfucking right.
We know we was influencing the entire world. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But and then you know, we was talking about graffiti too. You know, like writing. You know, I used to write Shine all over the place. Before the rapper Shine, I was. And basically, I think everything we was doing back then led up to what we doing now, because it was all about getting out there. We used to call it getting up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta go tag up.
Now it's different because you could put your tag in a computer and it's all over the world in a second. We standing at train stations, bus stations, writing everywhere. But I don't regret it because it led up to all of this. And everybody started doing something else before the something that they really did. Even AZ worked the cleaners before he became the big AZ.
That's a fact.
So,
facts.
You know?
So
breakdance, graffiti, and all that stuff. And then I start, you know, getting into the film and TV and stuff.
What made you know that you wanted to be an actor? Where did you go to school at for acting, or how did your acting career begin? From just the bottom stages up until the top stages.
The bottom stages, I used to break dance, as we was talking about. One day I said break dance manager, her name was Julie Arenal. I said, I want to be an actor. I always wanted to act. Do you know any acting classes I could take? And she said, the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. And I said, how much it costs? She said, it's free. all right. And then I joined. We do like little scenes and do plays at the end.
Right.
Different agents will come and see. Then some of them will pick you up. And I start auditioning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know or remember Cynthia Barnwell. I don't know if you remember Stacy and Man used to hang out with us. Remember Man?
Yeah, I remember Man. Yeah.
Man, yeah. Well, she took me to my first interview because my mother was working at the barber shop and she couldn't take me.
Right.
And I went. I remember it didn't go well. I was crying and everything. I want to make it out because they would come at me with this little piece of paper. It was like, oh, he's a good-looking kid, but he has no ability. It's kind of like if you want to be a rapper. See, when I'm looking back at it now, if you want to be a rapper and you never rap, but you got to audition for a label,
right?
You're not gonna be. But I wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when they would come out with paper from a school called Weiss Barron, it was a commercial class. I took it as, oh, I suck and I failed. So after a while, I said, let me take this paper and join this school. And then I found out the school, it cost like $400. Now I'm like 13, 14 years old. So working at the barbershop, hustling, I gathered up the money. I'm 13, 14. Just think about that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Barbershop, I got up the money. I joined the school. I got my clothes for everything.
Right.
And joined, and then from there, I got a scholarship to a Shakespearean school. I forget the name of it. The Trinity School.
Right.
And I did a Shakespearean play. Like everything was like a, just one thing on top of another thing, which led to everything.
Right.
And then, I went through a lot of failures, just like you doing it.
as everybody, yes.
A lot of rejection, a lot of no. But something inside was just like, man, I just, whatever it takes to get to that point. And then eventually I start hitting, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it took me time. In fact, I remember reading an article with Gary Coleman, and he said he took one acting class, and then he was on different strokes. Now, I'm a kid. I said, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take one acting class, and I'm going to be famous.
Facts. Well,
little did I know, it ain't that easy. You know what I mean?
Right. It ain't not for everybody. Some people get that one-time luck, and it goes well. I don't even want to say luck. One-time blessing from God. That's what I like to say. And
you all
for
got
you,
a different way of getting there.
Right.
So that's why you can't trip out like how somebody get there quick. And then there's things that people did to get there quick. I wasn't willing to do some things to get there quick. So
but for you to go
when you got integrity and you honor yourself, and more than that, I honor God. So I wasn't willing to,
Right. So so I remember you used to work the odd jobs around, sweeping the hair up off the floors and all that, doing little things for all the barbers, and they knew that you was in there, and it turned out to be a good thing where you was able to earn your own money early right there in the barbershop and not go and come down the hill with us and be on the block hustling, because you had that choice as well. Because I remember coming in there, I used to see you cleaning up and doing little odd jobs and getting paid for it. That's what this podcast here is all about, that we want the youth to understand that it's not simple and it ain't that easy, and the struggles that real actors such as yourself go through, you know what I'm saying, to make it when you was, 5 minutes to walk in and say, yo, let me get a pack, I need to hustle. And could have done that. And you didn't do that. And didn't do that.
I did do that, man. And also some of the fellas, they had that respect for my mother to some degree. It's just conflict of interest, They
that's a big fact.
My mother in the face, and I'm out there like that, and they come to the barbershop, So I had a lot.
That's a big fact. So. That's a big fact. Definitely was respect for Mom Dukes. Everybody that came there. And she was a humble person, stern, but real good people, man. Good spirited, all of the above. So, all right. So now we know where you your trials and tribulations, because only way you're gonna get better is when things don't go right, and you take that and learn from it, and that's everybody. So it's good that you was in that mind state, and I say that to say because most people give up. Man, I ain't keep doing this. Man, they turn me down. Man, I ain't keep doing this, and make an excuse to go and do something else that they know that that's not really their pick of the litter of doing things. Pick something else to do. So thumbs up to you, and I'm proud of you for doing that. Because once I've seen you on TV, I'm like, oh, who the fuck? Hold up, pull that shit closer. That's my fucking boy. What? When
no, it's crazy. Because when you the person doing it, right? I used to, when I don't see y'all for a long time, I just be like, I wonder if they seeing me. I wonder if they know that's me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I haven't seen you in I don't know how long, so.
That's a fact.
I was just like, I wonder if they seeing me, but when I would see A, when I would see Melly Mel, I mean, the people I looked up to, when they would notice me, I felt like I was a god. You know what I mean? Like, wow.
No doubt.
Actually,
no
some
doubt.
of my work, or if somebody's noticing something I'm doing.
That's a fact.
That too.
And I know that feeling, bro. When I walk through the hood, and they be like, yo, man, I'm seeing that podcast. That thing is doing good. Yo, man, I seen you in this film. Yo, man, I seen you. That mean it's working. And, I ain't did nothing major yet. All these is little small things that I was just doing because I was around people that's actually making it happen. And they my homeboys or homegirls, and they just put me in something. And I really didn't do half the things you did, take the classes and all. I didn't do none of that stuff. Now I am. I got an agent now that I'm working with, so they probably getting ready to see me in big major roles this year. It's going to be like my breakout year for acting and all that. But a brother like you is inspirational to me because you my friend. You used to come to my house. We all hung together. It's like, but once again, I can keep stressing that you still never did what we did. I might have had a pack on me hanging out with you while we chilling playing football and stuff like that.
You know what's funny? You so discreet about it. I don't have no memory that you was ever doing it. That's great.
That's a big fact.
I remember that. But I remember this. Because, see, you did your research with me. I didn't really have to do too much. But you was always the cat. It was like, yeah. Oh, Boosie, that skinny dude, don't sleep on him. That nigga could fight. Haha. See, I remember.
Big
people
facts.
sleep. People see the size. See. I knew from back then, don't sleep on people in their size. Because
Right.
some of the bad dudes are not the biggest dudes.
That's a
right
fact.
here. Right here.
It's crazy you said that. My producer Jax just heard one of them stories.
And so, everybody know you from that. I remember that. I remember the word. I remember, matter of fact, it was Stacy. Like, oh yeah, Boosie? Yeah, he's skinny. That nigga could fight though. It was exact words. I remember it like yesterday.
Facts. And my producer Jackson just heard that the other day, and he was like, wow, because a lot of people wonder why they call you Big Boosie. It ain't because I'm big. It's because I do big things and make big moves and all that. So, growing up, a lot of niggas always wanted to try me. But my father always instilled in me, no matter how big they is, if you get your ass whooped, get your ass whooped. But let them know that you was there. And that's all I knew, period. That's why a lot of big dudes got slammed on their head and all that. And I'm not preaching this to say I'm tough, because I don't need nobody trying me, because I ain't got time for all that. That's old.
Never did that.
Never. I always was if you bother me, we gonna get it popping. I don't care who you is. But yeah, we just had this conversation with a few dudes that I just introduced to him the other day. And that's crazy. But I always like to move the street because A always was like that. First time A ever put some work in my hand and say, yo, you officially rolling with me now. Don't be telling nobody, yo, I'm with Azie, and then don't be talking about, oh, you got beef. Yo, what? I'll call up people to come down here and get you. He said, no, don't do that. We don't do that type of stuff. So he instilled that into me first and quick. Like, you don't start trouble with people. It ain't about because you got power, utilize it to start trouble And sometimes even if the trouble come to you, you still don't utilize it on that note. You keep it quiet, you go back and you regroup and you figure it out. So that's why it was a lot of discretion how I moved back then, because it was instilled in me early. You know what I'm saying? And I still like to come hang with my friends and chill with my boys when I ain't rolling around down there with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was about. Now, I see you got a book. I want to get into your book first. You got a book that you got. You sent me the cover to that.
Yeah. I got a book. It's coming out.
Right. Give us something on that.
It's called How I Survive in Show Business Without Waiting Tables. It's pretty much self-explanatory, because a lot of actors and artists wait tables and be bartenders, and I learned how to finagle the business from being around the Harlem hustlers. I learned how to finagle the business without having a conventional job or being a bartender or a waiter. And basically, you know, people asking me, how do you do that? And how did you work the business without waiting tables or having a bartender? And from the question so much, I said, I should write out everything I know and make it a book. That's what I did. So I just take you through my journey. I did this, I did that. I sent pictures here, I sent pictures there. I had my auditions here, and this is how I did. I got success from my own mailings. So I talk about mailings. I talk about what you did, movie sets. I talk about the Screen Actors Guild, the overtime, even when you do extra work, stand-in work, body double work, voiceovers. You know, I done print work, a bunch of ads all over. I didn't get to sing it, but I don't know if you were seeing me in posters. I used to be in posters, and I mean, I've probably been in over 100 different ads, if you know what I mean. And I have them. I have most of them. I didn't have a chance to send it all to you because I didn't want to overwhelm you. That's why, if you notice, each day I was sending you little by little. I didn't want to like, boof. You know what I mean?
Well, you make sure you send them to me, because, you know, we definitely going to edit this joint, because I want this done properly, because I want you to get your flowers right now, and I want people to know who you are. It ain't just because you my friend. It's because people need to know this stuff. And we will, as far as how a person starts from scratch and turn themselves into something. And you didn't take the other path like other people did as far as waiting tables. You did other moves. So other people can understand you don't got to follow what everybody else do. Create your own lane for your own self. So that book is very, very important.
Yeah, I just need one more final edit. And, you know, because I didn't want a bunch of mistakes in it. You know what I mean? So I could put it out with all the grammatical errors, but, you know, I'm a perfectionist, and it's a part of my legacy. It's something that's going to be here even when I'm dead and gone, you know. So we got to, I take it serious, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact.
So what's going on with it? I'm proud of it. It's not going to be my last book. I don't even think it's my best work, but I did it, you know. I set goals, and I'm just grateful that I set the goal. And I kind of did it. I can't wait to be holding a few in my hand, and just, it don't matter to me if it go.
I can't wait to hold a few in my hands. Yeah, I can't wait to hold a few in my hand, and it'll be sitting right here. I'm going to post it up, sitting right here, and letting people know where to go and get it. Because all positive information from a positive person, I must make sure that I put that out there. I have to. Because
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's what we all here for each other. You know what I'm saying? Even if you wasn't my childhood friend, even if you was just a friend I just met, and you're doing something positive, I need to actually do that. You know what I'm saying? Show the world, because I want the younger youth to get out of this killing each other. Wake up, think about killing. Wake up, think about how to make you a dollar. Forget worrying about another man to go kill him, or saying, I might die today. I don't care. So that book is very important. That's going to be another part of history if I can help make that happen. So, yeah, it's very important. And we still not finished. He got a lot of other things to talk about. Man. So make sure y'all comment below if y'all seen my bro. And, you know, and y'all want to know what other things that he got going on, man. So y'all can chime in and talk to him on the comments. So Trav,
yeah.
This is a big one. How did you get on The Wire?
Very interesting.
The big show, The Wire.
I think you can relate to what I'm about to say. The short answer is I'm from Harlem. Okay?
That's a big fact. I can definitely relate. I can relate to that. Yeah.
All right, that's the short answer. But a lot of determination. And I said all that to say because I wasn't getting the love in New York City. I'm giving up some secrets, some jewels right now. But we tend to do that where we from. We don't mind sharing information to inspire other people.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I wasn't in New York City. I said, man, it gotta be a way. Because there was a lot of politics. I talk about that in the book too. A lot of politics, meaning, you got famous people, you got actors who've been around before me. And then when hip hop got, they start hiring the rappers for parts. And I would get like right to the edge, and then I don't get it. I would be in rooms with Fredro Starr, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Omar Epps. It would get down to us, and then they would get it. And then I find out they have local hirings in these different places in Virginia, in North Carolina, in South Carolina, in Baltimore, Maryland. So I came up with something which God gave me, and I called it the East Coast Tour. So me and my fellow actors, Corey Robinson, he's on The Wire too. He played a cop. My dude Benjamin Kane, and we would rent cars and drive to the local hirings. And it's funny. I went down to Baltimore to audition for a show called Homicide: Life on the Streets.
What's the name of it? What's the name of the show?
Homicide: Life on the Streets. It was an NBC show. That Kodo. And comedian actor, he just died too. I can't think of his name, but it was a big show. And anyway, I went down there, and me and my dude, we was auditioning for the same part. And which was a bartender. I'm not a bartender. He's like 6'4", and I'm this side. I said, you got that. So on the way back, he said, yo, they called me for a callback. Back then, we had answering message machines, separate from your house phone, but a message company that we were called to check our messages. And he said, check your message. I said, I don't want to check my message, man. And you got the call back, and I didn't.
Right.
So check my message. I got a call back. Then we were going for different parts. He was going for a bartender, and my part just said teenager. And basically, on the way back driving home, the same thing happened. He said, yo, Trav, I booked it, man. I got the part as the bartender.
Wow.
He said, check. I said, nah, man, because listen, I'm not trying to give you no energy. It's going to take me a little bit. You know, I'm not jealous. I'm not a hater, but like, we both went down here. You get it, I don't. Just give me a moment. He said, check your message. I checked the message, and it said, I got my part too. And this is my boy.
Wow.
That's like me for a show. They don't know me and him as boys, and we both got in the same show of the same show.
Wow.
I went to Baltimore to get that. And then Ben told me something deeper, which gets deep. He said, this is the dream you had. I said, what you talking about? He said, you told me you had a dream that you and me was in the same TV show. I didn't even remember. So it gets deep. Anyway, the producers of that show is the producers of The Corner.
Wow. I remember The Corner.
BET, right?
BET.
And the producers of The Wire. So to all the youth, it's like anybody else, even Big A and everybody else, even other side, when you do good work, people gonna hire you again and again and again and again. So they're the same producer. That's why if you look on my resume, Oz, The Corner, The Sopranos, The Wire, same people.
Right.
HBO.
Wow.
I did something, but I got it because I went to Baltimore. Most people aren't that ambitious to go all the way to another state to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Right.
on the way to driving to the callback for The Wire, my car broke down. The car broke down, and I had the tow truck drive me to the audition.
Wow.
So I auditioned and I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna be late because the car got towed." When I got there, when I finished, first of all, one of the lines that I had, if you watch the clip, and I say, "Yo, what's up with that country ass hat?" The guy who wrote that was auditioning me for The Wire. So when I walked in there, I said, "Yo, what's up with that country ass hat?" Just like I said on the film. He said,
Yeah.
"I wrote that." It all went together. He said, "I wrote that."
Wow.
And then the other goes, "Yo, is that you on the AT&T commercial?" I'm like, "Wow, you noticed me." I said,
Wow.
"Yeah." And then the other guy goes, "Hey, man, I heard the tow truck drive you here. So you know you landed the part. Now you can pay for the tow truck."
Wow. That's big. That's how
Okay.
God works.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's how God works. The devil tried it. He tried.
Hard.
But God stepped right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to, sometimes I got to go back and rewrite things in the book because I want to share all of that.
Yeah,
none
that
of it
gotta
came-
go in the book.
Yeah.
That gotta go in the book, man. That's heartfelt.
I didn't get none of that love in New York.
Right.
I had
I
to
love
go
my
somewhere
city.
else.
I love
I had
my
to go
city.
some- That's why when they was doing the paid in full, I went to I'm very ambitious. I went to Richard Porter's mother house. She lived up some steps in a brownstone on 132nd Street.
In Velma.
And,
on the left hand
I
side.
didn't know her, and nobody know me like that.
Right.
It was more like, I'm from Harlem. I'm really an actor. I just want to be a part of it. It don't matter what level. I should be a part of this. There, love Macabre, not dissing Macabre. I would never diss him. That's my boy. He been to my crib. I work with him on the movies, Clockers and different things. But I just felt like I should be a part of it. You know? And it don't bother me. Well, it did bother me at the time, but I've grown and I learned to not let it bother me as long as I've done everything I could do to make that happen.
So you didn't make the auditions? They had the auditions. They had Nas auditioning to be Alpo, but Cameron nailed it, so they gave it to Cameron.
I know how that goes. That don't bother me, but I look at it like this. Of the whole movie,
right?
I'm already a professional actor. I'm from Harlem. I knew these cats. I couldn't say one word in the movie. Nothing. Nah, man. I'm not dissing nobody. It's just, like I said, I talk about this in the book. It's politics. It's different things. It had nothing to do with me. Because had I been in contact with A or Dame or knew them, somebody would have made that happen.
Oh, facts.
And it ain't like I'm somebody, because I understand. Listen, you probably got people asking to be on your podcast who don't do nothing. You can't do that. Like, what are you doing? Do you do anything?
That's a fact.
I'm not coming at them like that. I got legitimate credits.
Mm-hmm.
And I know those dudes. That's something I felt like I should be in, but I heard they doing a part 2. And hopefully I'll have, listen.
Definitely doing a part 2. And see, good things come to those who wait, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And God saved the best for last. Those type of sayings, because this part 2 of Paid in Full is not going to be a movie. It's going to be it's going to be a series, like Power. So you're going to be.
Boy, if they shoot it in Harlem, oh my God.
Well, you know Harlem's so gentrified. We're gonna have to find somewhere else to shoot it. Newark, New Jersey is preferably on the list. That's what Dame said. That's where he want to shoot it at. So, you know, it's his project. So that's where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But we did Paid in Full. The first one was shot in Canada. 3 months in Canada.
I did my research on you. I saw you say how you was out there. Shout out to Dave Dash, because it all looked like Harlem. I knew it was Canada, but when you did your part, you gotta understand, I haven't seen you for years.
Yeah, that was Harlem.
I'm not thinking you a consultant and you in Canada doing it. And you also said if you was in the Screen Actors Guild, you would have got a line, but you couldn't do the line. See, I do my research on you too, sir. Okay.
Big facts.
Salute.
Big facts. Yes, sir. Yeah. And that was just something they asked me to just go in the wardrobe and fill in as another goon. And who knew that that part was going to be just a legendary part without even me having to say nothing. That's another blessing from God.
Oh, back to Paid in Full too. Let me just say this.
Right.
And let me say this, man. I write some questions down too, man. I don't play.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm rolling, baby. Let's go.
Now this is not on you or Dame and them because I understand the business. Because some of these things could have happened and they edited out. That I understand. As the people who don't know the business, why he changed it, why he do this. Listen, it's not all in his hands, and the powers that be change things to fit. They wanted to make money. It's nothing personal. We not the dudes who put up all the money who made the movie. I get that. But I wanted first I want to say, if there's any, and I know the real character, and we speak about it. If there's somebody I could portray, I would accept whatever they give me, right?
Right.
But if there's a dude I could portray, it's my dude Whip Wop. I think I would be the height, the size, the coolness. Yeah, I would be good for that.
Nah, I can see you playing Whip Wop. That's a fact. Laid back in the cut, always watching, observant. Will speak if need to be spoke to or need to say something and all that. Yeah, I get that. I see that.
Yeah. Now. Also, I want to say, did they write them in the original movies and it just got edited? Did they put Gangsta Lou in it? And if they didn't put those people in it, do you know why? Like, was they mentioned and they,
Well, A sold the script to Damon. Harvey Weinstein was the one, the creep. Harvey Weinstein. He the one that put the $13 million up to do the movie. So A wrote it was originally called Trapped. And this was before I got locked up. I remember him writing it. I remember the logo was a cross, Jesus cross, and all that. And it was called Trapped. When I came home and my homegirl Keisha, she told me she passed it off to Dame and set the meeting up. Because I introduced her to AZ. When I introduced her to AZ before I got locked up, she was doing a lot of things with AZ during the years that I was locked up. So later on, I still lost contact with her. Eventually, I'm going to have her up here too and explain the story. And she started working with Rockefeller. So she was working down there doing office work and stuff like that. So some kind of way she made the connection. So once the connection was made and the original script was, the business actually went through.
Right.
I guess Hollywood wrote it. Still took the essence of the originality of it and still switched it around to how they see fit to do so. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what that was all about.
Nobody's gonna make the movie exactly how real life was.
Right. Facts. That's a fact.
I think they live it down. I mean, the part about him telling at the end, and
that's the part A didn't like.
The question I wanted to ask you, because you said that you was telling Makai like Rich would lean and do that, and he didn't do this and he didn't do that. Listen, and ain't no slight on you. I'm just curious. They had Makai smoking that cigarette. Did anybody say Rich ain't smoked cigarettes?
And Rich never smoked cigarettes. Never.
Right. Did somebody?
Only we would know that. Nobody. Right. No. See, at that time, I wasn't there when he was smoking a cigarette, though.
Right. I was just curious.
No
and
doubt.
Y'all can edit. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or nothing.
Big fan. Oh, no. That's love, and that's great observance, because still, at the end of the day, you ain't gonna critique everything. You're gonna let it flow through. You're gonna let it flow through.
Masters didn't know anyway. They didn't know what we knew, but
that's my point. Yeah, exactly. I mean? So we ain't gonna critique every little thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how movies is, they're on a budget, so you can't keep saying cut. We got to the point Charles Stone was letting me and my boy Jay Black. When something went right, cut. He'd be like, cut Boosie? I was like, yeah, cut. Boosie said cut, so he cut. and me and Black Jay Black will do the same thing. And why me and Jay Black had that leverage, because Dame had to take care of something in L.A. So he flew out to L.A. and left my brother Jay Black regulating with Charles Stone, which is a legendary director from Drumline, a whole bunch of other movies. If y'all, I'm sure you know Charles Stone is. For my audience that don't know,
did those Budweiser commercials. What's up?
Yeah, he created that. What's up? What's up? Exactly. So he was letting us do whatever, and he told me, he said, "Man, don't worry, I'm gonna get you your SAG card. I got you. I'm gonna plug you with that. Good brother." And he was like, whatever y'all. He was letting us cut certain parts because he said, whatever to make this great, I'm gonna follow y'all lead because y'all was there with them brothers, and that's one of the other reasons why that film came out to be the way it is, a beautiful classic movie. And I didn't even think it was going to be like that. I'm just thinking we were doing a movie like everybody else do a movie, and after the movie come out, going to make some money from it, and that was it. I didn't know it was going to turn out to be a legendary cult classic. It's in Spain. They took the words and translated the English words to Spanish words, and it's a #1 over in the Spanish country as well.
I'm on set of The Wire, and I was building with Wood Harris because I got some scenes with him too.
Right.
And I just remember him saying, as far as Paid in Full, AZ, he said, "Yeah, I went and got the documentary, and I looked at that and I studied that, and he really nailed it. Like he see, it makes sense now because when he would say things like dick. See, that's a Harlem slang, man. You know, you go around calling somebody
and baby, what's up, baby? That's how A used to talk. Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, he sounds just like AZ when he did that. But if you don't know him, it don't matter anything. But I was like, he nailed that, man.
But he actually hung out with AZ and all that too.
Okay.
So he got to get a little bit of learning, you know, experiences of the real AZ live in the flesh together. So that happened as well.
I don't know if it was AZ's sister. Yeah, my girl, Regina Hall. That's my friend.
Right. Yeah. No doubt.
Good people.
Yeah, she came up and doing big things after that. A lot of people came up after that Paid in Full movie, man. They were still doing little things, but they started doing bigger and bigger things after that Paid in Full. So Paid in Full did a lot of legendary things, man, for other people as well, for real. Which, you know, they are great actors and actresses anyway. You know what I'm saying? So big thumbs up to them. And Wood Harris, good dude. That was my dude. We had a lot of, me, him, Makai Pfeiffer, my boy Black. We used to be in the hotel rooms just hanging out playing fucking video games all day till it was time to actually go and shoot scenes. But I'm saying that to say, me, I'm just a regular dude. They big stars already from whatever they was doing already. So it was a privilege for them to have us around and accept me hanging out with them and treat me like I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of stories, man, from being over there in Canada chilling.
Paid in Full too. I mean, is A involved in this one? Is he getting some credit for this, or?
No, once he sold the script and did whatever they did, it's out of his hands now. So, but
okay,
he you know, Dame, me knowing Dame, good dude. If you know A want to participate or something, if he could see a way to fit A in, he will. Me knowing this is because A was supposed to be mad about something about the first film, right? And he was saying it publicly. And Cam told Dame about it, that A supposed to be mad about the situation. So what I did was I called A and I got with A when I went to New York. I said, yo, he had another script. So I'm like, yo, Dame said he want to see the script. He was like, oh, word? And he was like, yeah. I said, he was like, all right, set the meeting up. So I set the meeting up for A to meet with Dame. Dame agreed to meet with A as well. First thing, when I got him downtown at Dame Art Gallery off Houston Street, he was like, all right, before we begin the meeting, I just wanted to know, I heard you was upset about the film. I just want to know if you have a problem with me. He was like, what you mean? I ain't no problem. He's like, no, I'm asking you if you have a problem with me because of the old movie or whatever. And I just wanted to know, other than that, we can move forward. A was like, I said, no, A, he was just saying, do you have a problem with him as far as being mad at him so y'all could discuss it? And I was like, man, I ain't got no problem with you. That's out the window, man. And Dame said, all right, cool. Put his hand out the A hand, and they shook hands. And they just started, negotiating about doing the Rich Porter story. Which it didn't, it never transpired because Dame was doing, going through some things, fighting in court for his kids, and so we never revisit that. But, anything possible from here on out. But A is not a part of this as far as right now, but I can't say that he won't be a part of it if he reach out to Dame, or Dame might reach out to him. But Dame always liked AZ scripts because he liked the scripts. So anything possible, man. You know us from Harlem, we sticking together, and it's all about us putting money in each other's pocket because there's enough money for everybody. So hopefully A will be a part of part 2. I would love to see that as well. So that's a good question that you asked.
It's going to be an ongoing series like BMF. I mean, are they going to have,
hopefully,
are they going to, the Alpo death thing and Richard Porter and all of that? I mean,
that's another good question, because with Alpo dying now,
right,
it's still going to add to some different writing into the actual scripts of it all. But still, it'll make, if it's, only thing I can say, if it's a good script, good cast, it's going to be ongoing and it's going to last for a long time until they really say, all right, the gig is up, it's time. You know how they ended Power. It's like it's over now. It ran its course. So when it runs its course, it'll probably eventually end it with Alpo dying. So it would only make sense to do that. And then it just would be a legendary classic thing, and we on to the next things that we do in the movie world.
Yeah, there's something else I wanted to say too. I don't mean no disrespect to Pat Porter, of course.
Right.
Man, I got so much to say. It's like my father, right? To make a long story short, my father is one of them legendary cats that's like AZ and Alpo, but from his era, right? And I'm saying all that, but his era was like, he was like Superfly, except he was dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? So he would have been like Nicky Barnes in South Carolina. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he actually was. So I said to him, yo, Dad, I know you can't tell me everything, but you need to give me like a good hour and a half so I can jot this down and do your story before the powers that be get it. And I said all that to say, I know what Troy Reed did. I understand like that was wrong, but somebody gonna do it anyway. Are they gonna let him? Is he gonna come out with that? That thing that he did? Because, and if he don't do it, they even created the series American Gangsters.
Which thing are you referring to?
Huh?
Which thing you referring to about Troy Reed?
The Alpo story that they was offended by, that when he was going
when
to
he
the
was
block
in the car, right?
Yeah, they got a whole documentary. Are they gonna just not come out with that because the family is mad? Because the point I'm making is, I use my father as an example. The family is mad at him, and I understand why. They have a right to be. But even if they don't, somebody gonna do it. And sometimes we don't get mad at the other people who do it. We get mad at us doing it.
Right, the Hollywood white people is what you're saying.
Somebody gonna do it. Somebody gonna do story. Trust me.
Right.
So,
but
if Troy Reed, if they're gonna come out with that, or he gonna just can it. And also, Mecca Oil had more, but he felt his little backlash when he had him. Man, just listen. You know what I mean?
He coming down the pipe.
Well,
I guess he going.
Well, ahead, with man. The Troy Reed situation, right?
Yeah.
That situation was nothing that he was doing. Somebody got his footage. That was raw footage. and he let Alpo do the story all the way out, but he was gonna be editing it for his documentary purposes. It wasn't gonna be seeing it like as if the man was bragging about how he killed Rich or whatever. He was just letting it play. So somebody actually got that raw footage and put it out. He actually went and apologized to Patton for that happening. Right. So it wasn't going to be, you wouldn't have seen it in rare form like that. As far as Alpo doing it, he was just going to take bits and pieces from it and put it in. But just so happened, the world got to see it like that. And that was distasteful. Very much distasteful, for real, and for it to be put out, if it was done like that, it would look like bragging. So that would be crazy. And if a white person from Hollywood got it and let it play like that, on that level, like Alpo bragging, I think it would have been repercussions behind that, legally, for awakening the family up to revisit that again. So, but that's how that happened. He didn't meant for it to get out like that.
That. I'm asking you, are they going to come out with the whole thing that they had? Or
he probably is. You know, he got a book out about Alpo.
Yeah, something about I don't know Poe or something.
I don't know Alpo or something, but it's still a book out about it. So him as a journalist, a person that do documentaries, yeah, he definitely gonna probably come out with it because it's gonna make some money. It's gonna make money.
The reason why I use my father as an example, because you know I'm not saying this for nothing.
Right.
My father, these accolades, and he haven't been down here in about 35, 40 years. He just was that dude, you know what I mean? And well respected. Just you know who he remind me of? I'm talking about the respect. Bumpy Knuckles, like the respect he get. I'm like, yo, man. I wanna do this before somebody else do this. He tell me no, but it's the same thing like the Alpo story. Okay, Dad, you telling me no
anyway. Right.
But let somebody hear the stuff that I'm hearing. They gonna do it. Why not let me do it? Right. I'm your family. You're not gonna make things worse, exaggerate things. So that's why I was asking you that.
What's his South Carolina story? It's a South Carolina story.
No. I was saying my father was one of those dudes like a Bumpy or...
Yeah, what city was he in making that noise? That's what I'm saying. In South Carolina?
Yeah. But back in that era, Superfly era, like...
Yeah,
when you see the Superfly... My father even had that same car.
Right.
That white... in Superfly. He was... Like, I got pictures. He had the big hats, and he was the dude, and tall and handsome. He had... and cars and jewelry, except he was down south. He was killing the game. All the women, it's like a South Carolina Harlem version of what was up there, but it was here. And because it's smaller here, it's not big like New York, he was even bigger. You get it?
South Carolina, you know, they got them dudes out there with that bread. When I first came home, I was in Greenville, South Carolina, killing them. Them boys come with them shoe boxes like this. Yeah. That's how they come. I was killing them down there, but them South Carolina boys, and they ain't nothing to play with down there neither. For real.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely know.
I done seen a lot of.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the 80s down here now. They doing a lot of just unnecessary killing, man. Just. They behind in a sense, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But the killing is it's like a little New York. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's definitely. That's why I tell people, don't come down south thinking it's sweet, man. These guys, they bust them guns and they about their business as well, man. So just treat people how you want to be treated, man. We all the same, man, and that's a fact.
Hey, luckily for me, man, not having no felony and nothing, and thanks to Donald Trump, and thanks to Donald Trump with his rhetoric, I went out and got my license. I walk around.
That's a big thing. Big facts. Facts.
And I'm telling them down here, y'all grew up
doing
this in New York with illegally, like it was nothing. Y'all don't understand that I can walk with a gun legally. Like, that's big for me. And then when I go to New York, you know what happens? Oh, damn, I realized how naked I was all this time. The risk I took not carrying. Because I had the cats tell me, yeah, well, I'd rather get caught with it than, you know.
Without it. Yeah, facts.
And I understood it, but I didn't want the ramification that came with it. And I figured I'm not in the street life, so there's no need in me doing that. So, but if I had to live, you can't be in the streets out there and not have it.
In New York, though, they still on, like, people from out of town with gun license. You got to have a real serious type of license to even walk with it in New York, because they'll still lock you up, and you figure it out later. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I never thought I'd be saying this. I'm like, man, I'm not living nowhere where I can't legally arm myself, you know, because it's hard to go from that I can, that I can't. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. So, yeah, you know, no doubt. So, yeah, man, I ain't going to take up all your time. Thanks for coming and giving me some of that knowledge on Street Knowledge Podcast. And, shit, we're going to do this again, bro. And be ready. Yes. Hopefully it be when we sitting on set together making some noise, man.
No doubt.
No
Proud
doubt.
of you. Keep up the good.
Yeah, vice versa. Vice versa. Yeah, Harlem stick together, my brother. That's what's up.
Do it.
All right. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all heard the interview. I can't make this stuff up. My friend got up here. I ain't seen him in years, and he broke it all down. So, and he gave y'all a lot of knowledge for y'all up-and-coming actors and actresses, man. And y'all see, it ain't always got to be you working in a fast food. You create your own lane and make other hustles to make you some money to actually get to your next step, your next level into being an actor, a great actor, or a great actress, man. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy Big Boosie. We got another one in the bag. Y'all stay tuned. The next one is on the way. Let's go, Jack.